And Indian technology stocks have been volatile since advanced artificial intelligence tools began reshaping the software industry narrative. And fears that generative AI could automate coding and reduce demand for software as a service triggered sharp corrections in frontline. Names such as Infosys, Tata Consultancy Services, and Wipro over recent months. The Nifty Tech Index has faced sustained pressure as global clients tighten spending and investors question long-term growth models. However, intraday trade on Friday showed signs of recovery. Several large-cap tech stocks bounced from earlier lows as bargain buying emerged. The rebound followed supportive commentary from global brokerages that argue that AI disruption fears may be overdone. JP Morgan said that Indian tech services firms remain essential to enterprise technology ecosystems. The brokerage maintained that even if AI systems generate large volumes of code, integrating that code into complex corporate environments still requires human expertise. It described tech firms as critical enablers of large-scale digital transformation. HSBC also struck a constructive tone there. The firm said that the debate framing AI as a replacement for software is flawed. It argued that AI is more likely to be embedded within existing software platforms and expand their capabilities rather than displacing them. HSBC added that established vendors with deep domain knowledge and strong client relationships are best positioned to deploy AI at scale. The broader global trend reflects a similar shift in thinking. After an initial wave of anxiety about automation, investors are reassessing how AI will reshape tech spending. How many now expect AI to expand total addressable markets by driving demand for upgrades, cloud migration, and data infrastructure. And to discuss more on this, we're now being joined by Ambarish Balika, an independent market analyst live from Mumbai. Thank you so much for coming on the broadcast. Now, are these fears of AI replacing Indian... Absolutely. Now, are these fears of AI replacing Indian tech firms overdone?
No, it seems so. But when there's a correction due to a fear which is directly linked to the specific sector, in this case it's IT, I think the correction can overstretch. So in times of disruption, survival instinct comes into play, and IT firms will have to reinvent themselves. IT workers will have to and those who don't will actually be left out. Because if you see, Indian IT firms have faced similar fears earlier and adjusted their models accordingly. During the Y2K phase, large teams moved from simple fixes to full software development and long-term client work. Later, when software as a service and cloud platforms became common, many expected demand for IT services to fall. Instead, IT companies shifted into cloud migration, system integration, security, and ongoing management. And if you go back to the 90s, computerization itself was a threat. But just see the employment it has generated. So I think every threat brings with it a new opportunity. And it's up to us as to how we take advantage of that. So finally, I think in the next few years, we may see a leaner and more effective IT firms. Productivity will improve substantially. So those who see it as an opportunity will surely do better going ahead. So from an investor's perspective, I think one needs to identify the IT companies which are more fleet-footed.
And considering the fact that it might also increase employment, do you think that the people or our citizens are, trained enough to actually counter all this? Maybe if employment raises, are they trained enough to work in this field with AI?
No, that's what clearly the employees will have to do themselves. And the way I see it is that everybody who wants to remain relevant, whether it's employees or companies, and I'm talking of companies across, I'm just not talking of IT companies. Every organization will have to spend more on AI. Just yesterday, we had the Bajaj Finance Management, on the investor call, and they said that they deployed AI to analyze 20 million calls, and that generated 100,000 new offers. And the information about this was not available earlier. It's only because of AI they got this information, and that generated new business. So AI will disrupt across various sectors, whether it's manufacturing, services, retail, even the government. So right. AI spends to increase to remain relevant.
Right, and it's interesting because it's going to be simultaneous, investing in these tech and also investing in training for these tech, isn't it?
Absolutely. So, I mean, those who don't reskill themselves will lose their relevance. I mean, they'll be out of business.
So how should investors view recent corrections now? Because Indian retail investors have supported markets by buying these dips.
No, that's true. But Indian retail investors are basically in two categories. I mean, ones who invest directly in the markets. I mean, they are the ones who are scared. I mean, they've been investing in the mid cap and the small caps, and most of them have lost heavily. Whereas the other lot, which has been invested in mutual funds, and they are doing far better. So the flows for mutual funds continue, I mean, decently well, whereas the direct inflows have reduced considerably. But yes, I mean, I would say the current market, especially in the mid cap and small caps, is a buying opportunity. But retail will not come back in a big way unless they see momentum. So, but right now I see the smart and the savvy investors would be buying at lower levels, especially HNIs, family offices, PMSs, and the AIFs. Whereas we will see retail investors coming back once the momentum comes in.
Right, of course. Of course, we'll be looking for a new generation with new tech, with AI. It's interesting because normally when it comes to AI, one is always fearing that they would take up jobs and everything. Well, a nice point, you put it really nice, that of course we'll have to train accordingly and there will be more opportunities. And we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Thank you so much for joining on the broadcast and giving your opinion on this.
Thank you.